beauty cake, this is the picture I was working from, and I counted it had 15 cake layers, so I thought I would use 15 eggs and do my 1 egg amount per layer. My batter amounts, recipes and quantities are available to purchase and download through the stand store on my page. I used a 6-inch round cake tin because I thought this would be a good surface area for the cakes, and I just kept doing 1 layer at a time. As I was baking other cakes for my customers, I kept just popping in layers into the oven. I just did them as and when I could when I was already baking. The cakes got yellow flowers around the top, so I just used my flour cutter and some yellow sugar paste to make these. And I used a bigger 10-inch board and I hot glued a smaller 6-inch board to it with a big dowel coming through because I thought the dowel could go diagonally through the cakes like this. My plan seemed so straightforward, and here are the 16 cakes. This should have been my clue here that it wasn't going to be so easy, because 16 cakes are not meant to be stacked up on top of each other. Here I am levelling and splitting some of the cakes, so I've got 16 layers. Obviously taste testing, and for the blue drip I used Fun Cakes Deco Melts in blue and added some oil to them. I added a few pieces of white chocolate as well, just because I wanted it slightly paler, and I also had some white chocolate ganache just to help to stick those layers together. And I started threading them onto that big dowel, buttercreaming and jamming in between. I had my picture by the side and tried to copy the way the cakes were on that and the way the dowel was going through the middle, and was quite happily building it up, adding the blue drip on. This blue Deco Melt drip dries really fast and sets, and it sets quite hard as well, so it was a great thing to have in between the layers as a glue to cement them together. Some of them I threaded on and some of them I just split halfway through and added them on that way. It really depended on the position of the cakes. And I just kept filling and threading and filling and adding. I was happy with this drip. I felt like it looked how it looked in the film. And the great thing about this cake is it's meant to be messy, chaotic and slapdash, and it was definitely that. Now as it's leaning more, I started cutting them up and adding them, because you can see here it's really starting to lean a lot more than I wanted it to. And I realised the dowel was going too much in a diagonal way. But I only realised that once I'd added loads of the cakes on. But I had high hopes, so I just kept adding and ganaching, and I thought the broom might add a little bit more stability. The broom handle was just another one of these extra long dowels covered in brown sugar paste. And you can see here it was not holding up at all. It was really starting to collapse. And actually, if you watch the film, this is very similar to what happens to Paul Fauna when she is trying to make her cake. The cake just keeps slipping and sliding down in this way. So I tried to keep sort of positioning it, but it wasn't having it, and I knew that I needed to come back and have another think. So I removed some of the cakes and just took a breather. And in the film, this is the point where Merryweather says, "We've had enough of this nonsense," and she decides to get the wands out to perform some magic, and I don't blame her at all. There is a reason why 16 layers of cake are rarely seen piled up on top of each other successfully. So I'm not one to give up easily when it comes to cake, and there is a lot more to come. So this was too much for one video, so go to part 2 if you would like to see what I did next to tackle this cake.